So welcome to our open house. Let's take a moment to make sure you are in the right place today. Okay, this is the place to be if you already know that you want to be a coach to leaders, managers, up and coming talent, and or business owners. And right now you're looking for the best program for you to achieve your goals. Okay, and so even though this is the Center for Executive Coaching, our programs show you how to coach leaders, managers, up and coming talent, business owners, professionals, people in career transition. If that's what you want to do, you are in the right place. At the same time, many people ask, would I be a good coach or not? There's three criteria that I look at. One, you have a solid track record of achievements. They can be academic achievements, leadership achievements that will give you credibility within your target market. Number two, you're a good listener. You're empathetic, and you have what might be called verbal agility. That is, you can dance with somebody verbally by asking great questions, listening, understanding, processing fairly quickly. And finally, it's important to you. You're passionate or you care about helping already effective people get even better and achieve their most ambitious goals. And it doesn't matter whether you want to be an internal coach, a solo professional, build a firm, or be a member of a firm. You're passionate about helping already effective people get even better and achieve their most inspiring and ambitious goals. If all of these are true for you, you are in the right place today. Here's our agenda. I want to start, I'll introduce myself and the Center for Executive Coaching really briefly. I want to tell you 6 reasons why leaders hire a coach. And then more importantly, we have to look at, will leaders hire you as a coach? Then I'll give you a look at the Center for Executive Coaching so that you can decide whether it's right for you or not. We'll talk about potential next steps, and I'll take any questions you might have about the program. Let's start with introductions. By the way, throughout, I'll show some testimonials of what some of our graduates and current members say about the program, just so that you can get a sense of the reviews we're receiving. So this individual says, I personally had a 400% return from the courses I've taken with the Center for Executive Coaching. The approach is straightforward, easy to comprehend, and rooted in deep understanding of what it takes to be successful. And that's my goal for you, is that you achieve at least a 5 to 10 times return on your investment in the program. So my name's Andrew Neitlich. I'm the founder and director of the Center for Executive Coaching. I'm the primary instructor. We have other faculty members. For instance, if you want to take the ICF Mentor Coaching Program per the ICF requirements, Sherry Boone is a master certified coach with the ICF, and that's her specialty. She's the best in the world at that. And so she would teach that part. We have a faculty member who teaches about assessments. He's one of the leaders in understanding assessments. However, I teach the primary pieces about success as a coach. I have an active coaching practice. My specialties right now include technology companies, healthcare companies, professional service firms, nonprofits, and emerging growth companies. I received my MBA from Harvard Business School. I was a consultant for a while, and then I got into coaching as my clients were demanding more and more coaching-like services and less of the big 500-page PowerPoint decks with recommendations and so forth. I've written a few books that you can see here, including the proprietary textbook for the program, which is about 450 pages long. And I reside in Sarasota, Florida, although my coaching practice and the Center for Executive Coaching is certainly international in scope. In fact, I'm doing this webinar from my home office. Coaching has just been transformative for me as a career. Before I was in coaching, I was traveling way too much as a consultant. It was a good position. I liked some things about it, but not others. I certainly did not like getting on an airplane Monday morning and not returning home until Thursday night. And I reached a certain age where I realized that was not sustainable. Meanwhile, my clients were asking me for coaching. Now I run my practice, 7-figure practice from my home office, and it's just wonderful. I work about 6 hours a day max. I get to write books, which I love to do. I get to speak. I train sometimes, and I'm quite honestly in a dream career. So if that's interesting to you as well, I'd be delighted to have you join. About the Center for Executive Coaching, We specialize in training and certifying people who want to coach leaders, business owners, managers, up-and-coming talent, and professionals. We have about 1,000 graduates over the past 15 years. They're in 32 countries and from some of the top companies in the world, as well as many independent professionals. We specialize in both training internal and external coaches, as well as leaders who want to coach. That is, internal managers who want coaching as part of what they do. We're an ACTP, that is, we're accredited by the International Coach Federation, the largest professional coaching association, so we offer a path to all of their designations. We're also approved for the board certified coach certification. In addition to the designation we give, which is certified executive coach, we also give certified business coach and certified career coach. Okay, so that's a little bit about the Center for Executive Coaching and myself. So let's jump into the market, right? One of the things that sets us apart is we don't start with a discussion about coaching. We start with an understanding of the client. Why would someone hire a coach? All right, and here's another testimonial from Dave Schulman, who says, Andrew's leadership in the development of today's best prepared executive coaches is unrivaled. And you can read the rest. By the way, we have over 200 testimonials on our website, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn if you like, and there's about 200 recommendations there from members and graduates. So let's get into the 6 reasons why leaders hire a coach. Perhaps the top reason is they're overwhelmed by something. Too many priorities, not enough resources, they're stressed out, they're not managing their time effectively, and they need someone like you or me to come in and help them get organized, identify their most important priorities, set boundaries, and be more effective. Number 2, people. There are all sorts of people frustrations. So for instance, one of my niches is technology companies. The most common thing that technology CEOs say to me is, I love technology, but people drive me crazy. I don't know how to get the most out of my team. So you have teams that aren't working well, you have conflicts, difficulty engaging and mobilizing employees, earning their loyalty, reducing turnover, politics, all sorts of people frustrations. Number 3, people hire a coach when they want clarity. They're not quite sure of which way to go on a decision. They're not quite sure about the direction to set for their organization. And a coach can be a very, very valuable sounding board to help. 4th, execution. Things simply are not getting done. And so the coach can assist the leader in identifying what the leader needs to do to set a tone for execution, identify the people who can execute, develop competencies to help people execute, look at what the organization's doing that's getting in the way of effective execution, performance, and results. 5, a lot of times a client starts with me because they've just taken on a new role and they want to make sure they succeed. So for instance, I have a client now who's a president of a subsidiary of a publicly traded financial company, and he was the interim president for a while and needed to earn the role of president. He hired me to help make sure that he did the right things to get that formal title of president and to succeed from there. Okay, so I see a lot of that. And number 6, let's just look at the ultimate reasons. It really boils down to 3 things. 1, you see the trophy. The client wants to look good, right? They want to succeed and look good. They want to advance in their career. 2, they have headaches, all sorts of hassles, and they want peace of mind. They want a coach who can help them have insights and take action to relieve the hassles that they face every day in their roles. And then a lot of people, quite frankly, want to make more money and get rich. So different people are motivated by different things. Look good, get rid of hassles and headaches, make more money. All right, those are the ultimate reasons. Let me stop there. Are there any questions so far about why people might hire a coach? And if not, I'll continue. You can ask questions anytime though. And by the way, while I'm waiting to see any questions, just note that there are so many niches you can play in as a coach. You can choose almost any industry, any type of job title, demographic groups, psychographic groups. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of niches where there's plenty of clients, plenty of pressing problems where you can make a big difference and have impact. Okay, so let's continue. So the real question is, why would a leader hire you as a coach? And here's a testimonial from guerrilla marketing author Orville Ray Wilson, who says, I recommend Andrew and the Center for Executive Coaching without reservation. His content and demonstrations have been transformational in building my practice as a coach, consultant, and speaker. So let's get into the reasons why someone might hire you. And the way I'd like to do this is by talking about two types of coaches, both who are super passionate about coaching, but only one who's actually successful in the market. So we can break coaches into two groups. The first group makes up maybe 75 to 85% of the market. And I don't want you to be in this group. If you're going to get into coaching, I want you to avoid doing what these coaches are doing, because they have three big problems that makes it feel like they're on a never-ending treadmill. And that's not a lot of fun when you have a passion and you want to have impact. The first problem is that they come across as generic vendors. There's nothing special about them. They look the same. They're just marketing coaching as a feature. They're a commodity. And so they don't stand apart in the market. The second problem is you get a lot of coaches that seem to be fixated on promoting a specific philosophy or filter that they have, right? There's a lot of philosophies out there. And so as a result, they're not really working with clients. They're speaking at clients with a certain jargon, pseudoscience, or psychobabble perspective. At least that's how clients perceive it. They're like evangelists. They'd rather share their philosophy than get results. Our approach is very different, as you'll see soon. We're much more focused on the issues and the problems that the client has without demanding or force-feeding them with a particular philosophy that they must embrace. And problem number three, you see a lot of lightweight coaches in the market. They lack substance. They don't have much impact, right? In fact, I get a lot of clients because they were dissatisfied with their previous coaches. And they'll say things like, my last coach was an expensive waste of time. It felt like a therapy session. All they did was ask never-ending, open-ended questions. They didn't provide any value. So when you choose a coach training program, it's really important that you know that by the end, you're going to be able to earn the respect and trust of clients, that they're not going to say that you lack substance and didn't have much impact, because this is a big problem in the coaching industry. So big that one of the things we teach at the Center for Executive Coaching is that perhaps you don't want to market yourself as a coach. You don't want to use that word. You may want to market yourself in terms of the value you provide and the problems you solve. So the upshot of the coaches in this group is it just feels like you're always on a treadmill. Your assignments are what's called one and done, right? You might get hired by human resources to provide a package of 10 coaching sessions, and then you never see that client again. Your fees tend to be on the very low end. You tend to work at a lower level in the organization than you would like. And it feels like you're constantly chasing clients because you're not keeping them for a long time. There's a different way to do things. And that's what our goal is with the Center for Executive Coaching, is to get you into this second group and show you how to stand apart with a different approach. There's three keys to it. Key number one is we go beyond the core competencies of coaching, and we want you to think like a strategic advisor. Okay, so our focus is on helping you understand the client's most pressing problems from their perspective, not from the point of view of any pseudoscience or filter or philosophy. We also want you to think long-term, not being one and done, but forming long-term relationships with your client and building those relationships based on providing long-term value to them. And that also means having the substance needed to assist clients in many ways and earn their trust. I would add to this that this chessboard metaphor that you see on the screen is also quite relevant here. In the game of chess, there are certain moves that do nothing. They're just a waste of time, or they let your opponent gain the edge. But there are other moves that control the board. They have a lot of voltage or juice to them. What we teach you is how to have the most efficient path to results, or to checkmate, where checkmate here means the client addresses their challenges, seizes opportunities, and gets great value. So number one is you want to think like a strategic advisor, not just a coach. Number two, part of that is providing ongoing value and substance with a ready-made portfolio of solutions. So this slide is supposed to look like the board in the game of Jeopardy. And what a good coach has is a number of solutions or methodologies to address pressing problems. So here you see a few of them: behavior change, engaging people, leading high-performance teams, setting strategic direction, succession planning, and becoming an overall better leader, having more impact as a leader. So the goal here is to have the depth and breadth to provide ongoing value and substance. As a result, what happens is the third key: you set up the domino effect so that opportunities come to you. So by domino effect, I mean those domino games that you might play with kids where you set up the dominoes and you just knock over one and all the dominoes behind it fall over. In this case, each domino is a client engagement or a new client. That's what we want you to be able to do. So if you have one engagement with a client, they're going to say to you, by the way, I have this other need. Can you help me with it? Or I know somebody else in my organization that has a need. Can you get involved and help? And so you're always either working with the same client for quite a long time or being introduced to new opportunities and new clients. When you think this way with these three keys, you get 5 benefits that the other group will never experience. First, you have much more impact. Second, you're working at the top. Third, you're getting referrals. They come much more easily. So marketing is not as much of a challenge. It doesn't feel like you're on a treadmill. Fourth, you can charge much higher fees because you're setting yourself apart and you're providing much more value. And ultimately, that means you're going to be much more fulfilled and satisfied as a coach. Unfortunately, only about 5 to 10% of coaches are in this group. And our coach training and certification program is all about getting you into that group. So with that, let me get into the Center for Executive Coaching. Let me tell you what it is about, what you receive, and again, any questions you have, please ask. Among the people who join us, we have some professional athletes, Olympians, and here one of the Olympians that we've had says, Andrew Knightlick's Center for Executive Coaching is unmatched. My cohort graduated armed and ready to implement our visions. It was a true pleasure beyond a worthy investment. So let's talk about our advantages. Before I do, we're an ACTP with the ICF. That means that if you want an International Coach Federation designation, which by the way takes time to get, we have a very flexible approach so that you can add the required mentor coaching whenever you want. But there are many programs out there. I mean, when people call me, they say they're overwhelmed by the number of coach training programs that are out there. And just so you know, they all offer training in the ICF core competencies. They all give you some sort of cohort with whom you can practice coaching. They all give you the training hours towards the ICF designation, and they all give you the required mentor coaching, as do we. What I'm here to tell you is that's not enough. It's a nice thing to have an ICF designation, but it's not enough to set you apart in this market. You don't even necessarily need it. It depends on what your niche will be. But if you join a program that only does this, you're not going to have what's really required to succeed in the market, whether as an internal coach or whether you're setting up your own practice. In fact, really what you're getting is no different than a driver's education course where you can go online or take a generic course and you'll learn whatever the state licensing group requires for a driver to learn. You'll learn all the laws, you'll take the required driver's ed hours. It's the same thing. It's not enough. And in fact, we have a whole teleclass with our members as part of our program where we say, well, what's missing from the ICF core competencies that you actually need to set up a successful practice or be credible if you're inside an organization? And there's a pretty long list of stuff. So this is a starting point, but any program you join had better take you much farther than this. Our goal for members is much deeper than just the ICF core competencies, right? So we want you to be in the top 5% of coaches on the bell curve worldwide. We want you to deliver unmatched value and significant measurable results for clients. And most importantly, I want you to feel confident, energized, and passionate about what you do and have the tools to succeed. That's really what sets us apart. But let me take you through some specifics. First of all, unlike other programs, we're providing you with real-life coaching cases and data. Nothing is theoretical. Everything is practical. So for instance, when we discuss doing a 360 verbal review of a client or verbal assessment, I don't like the word review because that implies this goes through human resources. It's confidential. We give you real data from actual clients so you can see what a real exercise looks like, and you can think about how you would synthesize those results for a client, and we talk about it. Similarly, when we talk about assessments, we're going to look at actual assessment results, both for individuals and teams, and we'll show them to you in the context of what the client's trying to achieve so that you can determine how you would behave in this situation as a coach. You get actual executed coaching contracts that you can use with clients. You get real coaching plans. You have examples of actual coaching review materials. So when Human Resources said, I want a review of the coaching and how it's going, we give you scrubbed examples that you can use as a template. And most importantly, when we practice coaching, it's real. Sometimes we'll actually coach members in our group because we get high-level professionals. They have real issues they can be coached on. Sometimes we have case studies from a pretty big library of actual coaching engagements. For instance, today on our teleclass, we're covering coaching on succession planning, and we covered two very real case studies of CEOs in family-owned businesses that were struggling with what to do next, how to turn that business over when they retire. So number one, real-life coaching cases and data. There's no academic jargon, no pseudoscience. We get right down to brass tacks and say, how do you coach in the field to deliver value? Number two, we give you turnkey methodologies that are ready for you to use. And in fact, there are 27 of them, and we take you through them so that you're not just going to get on a call and it's going to be yet another call where you have to coach another coach on something like their kid or their mother-in-law. We're talking about real pressing challenges that executives, managers, up-and-coming talent, and business owners face. So these methodologies have been proven. They've been road tested in a variety of countries by a variety of coaches. They're focused on the top challenges that clients are dealing with. They're turnkey, so you can use them from day one. They're also a great source for you to give talks, write articles, and even develop your own intellectual property. You have a license to use these without paying any royalties. You can even put your logo on them if it's something you want to do in hard copy. They're all grounded in the best practices of psychology, neuroscience, emotional intelligence, management, and leadership. And what they do is they cover the key conversations you need to have with clients to make sure you have robust, deep, thorough discussions that have significant impact. So examples of these, we have methodologies. It would take too long to go through all 27, but examples include coaching a client who's struggling with engaging their team or engaging and mobilizing people, creating an effective team, coaching someone to resolve conflict, coaching someone who's confused or doesn't have clarity about strategic direction or has a strategy but it's not being implemented, coaching clients to have influence conversations that have real impact, as well as how to communicate powerfully, how to look at their communication style and make it more flexible and perform better in high-stakes conversations. Coaching them to manage up, manage down, manage across the organization, essentially how to navigate politics, build a power base, lead change, get their ideas accepted. We have coaching on how to succeed in a new role. We have a methodology for executing effectively, a methodology for managing multiple priorities and handling overwhelm, as well as time management. We have methodologies for organizational development, like creating a high-performance culture and planning for succession, and about 15 more that address the key issues that leaders face. That's what I was talking about with that second group. This gets you prepared so that you have substance and you can keep clients for a long time, let alone be incredible with them. So that when you're in the business development or contracting phase, they see you as credible. And to one of your questions, yes, these come with every single training and certification program that we offer. So these are not an extra cost. These are part of the package of what you receive with our options. So that's number 2. Number 3 that sets us apart is we have the best marketing support in the industry. I guarantee it. Whether you're an internal coach that needs to develop a strong program or an external coach building a practice, you're not going to find better marketing guidance or support anywhere. Our topics include a step-by-step process to differentiate yourself and attract clients. We have clinics on conversations to understand or talk to a prospective client and close engagements. Our focus is not on selling, but rather how to coach prospective clients through the buying process so that you don't have to go through the awkwardness of selling. How to choose a niche that makes sense for you. We have a whole set of criteria for what makes a good niche and how to choose your niche, as well as one-on-one support. How to create a compelling marketing message. The best ways to get visible. We cover both online and old school marketing. And we talk about how to extend engagements for a long time. How do we do this? Well, the features on the right will tell you. First of all, you get one-on-one support whenever you wish. I reserve hours in the day to work with our members. We're a boutique program, and so I always leave enough time to have calls with anybody who wants one, whether it's about coaching situations or marketing or business development. So you get one-on-one support. I can review all of your marketing materials, your website, give you guidance on where to start. We have a business development intensive that has dozens of toolkits that walk you through different parts of business development, from pricing to proposals and contracts to creating a marketing message. Nobody else has this. We have proven templates and examples of marketing materials, whether it's sample blogs, educational giveaways, press releases, marketing messages that you can use. We'll review your marketing materials and action plan. And if you're an internal coach, we can review your programs and talk about how you can establish even greater credibility in your organization. So that's number 3, marketing support. Number 4, we have great people. I think one of the reasons we're so successful is, without doubt, we get some of the best people in the program. Our typical participants are current or retired executives, HR leaders, entrepreneurs, successful consultants, speakers and authors, psychologists, physicians, attorneys, and other highly educated professionals. We get returned military leaders and some professional and elite athletes and sports coaches who all want to get into executive leadership and management coaching. And we have a pretty good list of organizations where people are working or have worked that come to us, from IBM to Aflac, Kaiser Permanente, the Armed Forces, Macy's, Ralph Lauren, NBA, Deloitte, Booz Allen, Stryker, Google, Microsoft, United Nations, Coca-Cola, New York Life, Thompson, rooters, and many more. So that's another differentiator. We get great people. Number 5, we don't want you just to be a commodity coach. We're all about opening new doors. This is a theme I think you've heard so far. We want you to be a trusted strategic advisor who addresses many challenges for your clients so that they're always working with you. They're always engaging you as a key part of their team. We want you to get multiple openings to attract clients, not just coaching. You know, many of the most successful coaches not only do coaching, both individual and group, they do assessments, they do facilitation, they do training, some do consulting. And we also want to show you, and do show you, how to create passive income if you want, for instance, by writing books, speaking, or hiring other coaches under you. So another differentiator is we're showing you how to set yourself apart in the market by opening new doors and having a number of ways to serve clients so that you have lots of openings to get that initial engagement. And number 6, lifetime support. Most other programs, as I understand it, cut you loose after you're certified or after you pay or you attend their training. With us, you're always a member. So I have people from our very first cohort about 15 years ago who are still in close touch, talking about issues, running things by me, asking me to check out a new initiative they're doing, and asking other faculty members. That's why we call you a member and not a student. You're always a member. You can always ask for support. You can always join our teleclasses. You always have access to your member area. And we take pride in this. We want to help you continue to succeed. So those are the things that set us apart. Let me get into exactly what you receive and then take any questions, although please ask any questions you have as we go. Okay, here's another testimonial. The CEC is one of the best programs I've ever attended, and believe me, as an HR professional, I've attended many. She gives 2 reasons. 1, executives have very limited time to spare and 0 time for fluff coaching. The CEC teaches value-focused, results-driven coaching, real results, real situations, real solutions. It's the reality in today's world. And number 2, she talks about my style, the right mix of support, giving you the freedom and opportunity to push yourself to the next level and really groom and grow your coaching skills. Okay, so here's what you receive. There's a lot. First, we have a proprietary textbook. It just came out this year called The Way to Coach Leaders, Executives, and Managers. It takes you through, it's the curriculum for our program. It takes you through the foundation of coaching, that is the key conversations, the process, takes you through assessments, a couple of foundational methodologies, behavioral and perceptual coaching, all of our different toolkits, how to coach leaders through their most pressing challenges, both individual leadership, improving relationships, strengthening the organization. It has a manual inside it for career coaching and also one for coaching entrepreneurs or business owners. We have 3 weekly 1-hour teleclasses. They're all recorded. They're all put in your member area in case you miss any. Each class stands on its own. Okay, so we have different modules every week, and typically a module takes about 3 1-hour teleclasses. But even if you miss one of those calls, you can jump on the next and we catch you up. The times are shown here. Currently Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays 12 noon, Friday 12 noon. And again, we know how busy you are. So each call is recorded, each class is recorded, so that if you miss any, you can listen and we can interact anytime. We also have monthly webinars about different coaching situations, also taking you through our toolkits. There's a member area. This member area has hundreds of hours of teleclasses, demonstration videos, all of the toolkits that we have. It really is packed with tons of information. You can download the teleclasses as MP3s and listen to them at your convenience. As I said, we have 27 coaching methodologies. You get a link to download those in Word format. They also each come with a webinar that instructs you and gives you examples of how to use them. We cover that in our live teleclasses too, so there's lots of different ways to learn. We have coaching contracts and forms. We use an actual assessment tool that you can take and review for yourself. We talk about assessments and how to use them. I talked before about the Business Development Intensive program, so you get step-by-step toolkits to identify your niche, attract clients, close engagements, keep clients for the long term, and achieve your income goals. There's one-on-one support anytime you need it. If you email me with an issue, and a couple of times, first of all, I always respond, typically the same day, worst case within 24 hours, and we can set up time to talk if email can't handle the issue. We also have it's not an app, it's an online website, but it's like an app with over 1,000 powerful coaching questions that are indexed for different situations. So it's pretty amazing. You can look up a situation and you'll see the questions. We match you up with fellow members to practice coaching. You get our certified executive coach designation, and if you want, all of our programs include the board certified coach certification training. That's a separate organization. I believe it's the second biggest after the ICF. If you have a master's degree or higher, you can get the board certified coach certification. And of course, you can also get the ICF designation if those are your goals. We also have the certified career coach and business coach designations if you like. And if you email me the code BLUE or just tell me you were on the webinar, I will add the career coaching certification or business coach certification depending on where you want to go. There's more materials for that as well. Okay? I don't think that's everything you receive, but it's got to be about 80% of what comes with the program. I also want to make clear, you can go to our website to see the pricing. Okay, but let me tell you about the options. There's distance learning, which gets you our certified executive coach designation. It also includes the board certified coach. And the way you graduate from that is really easy. We're not talking about a lot of hours. You graduate by reviewing 6 recordings of you coaching somebody. It could be a colleague, a friend, a client, or we match you up with somebody in our program and we review them. You also get 90 total hours of content if you want to earn the ICF designation. All that's missing is 10 hours of mentor coaching, which you can upgrade to later or sign up for a different option. And that the next option is the full ICF ACTP. So if you know you want an International Coach Federation designation, you're just adding the 10 hours of required mentor coaching. So that's our option 3. Distance learning, full ICF ACTP. Our option 1 is distance learning. If you want to come to our seminar, people come from around the world for our seminars. Typically we have 12 to 18 people in it, highly personalized attention. You leave with the certified executive coach designation and 32 hours towards the ICF or BCC. And again, you can check out our testimonials or LinkedIn. People rave about these workshops. Partly because great people come, but they're fast moving, high energy, a lot of humor, a lot of fun. It's very powerful. You leave with a plan, you leave confident. All of our programs include the board certified coach program if you wish to have it. And we can stretch out payments over 10 months and I'm flexible, right? I want to make sure that cash flow doesn't keep you from getting into the program. I don't want to stretch it out too far, but if 10 months is not enough, we can talk about an extension of payments. Okay, so you can go to our website to see the options. And in fact, let me tell you next steps, of which that's one. And again, one more testimonial. I highly recommend anyone thinking about a program to consider the Center for Executive Coaching as their first option. This is from someone who researched for months to find the best ICF coach certification program. She said it completely changed the game for her. So next steps. Our website is centerforexecutivecoaching.com. Just read that page. It's a long page. You can study it. If you go down to the plus sign that says programs and pricing options, you will see what your options are. And I'd be delighted to set up a meeting with you to discuss your specific goals and the best program for you. We also have programs to test the water first. If you go on our website and you click for seasoned coaches, you'll see a couple of a la carte programs and we'll credit your account if you ever want to upgrade to the full program. The two that seem to be most popular are our Business Development Intensive. You can sign up for that alone, or our Coach Master Toolkit, where you just get the tools and monthly webinars related to the tools, but you don't get the certification training or the intensive 3 teleclasses per week. My email's there as well. And those are next steps. Okay, so typically I really like to have a conversation to make sure that it's a good fit, to answer your questions, and make sure that you really want to do this. And if that's the case, and you know that you want to get certified and trained in the best practices of coaching, especially for leaders, managers, business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals, and up-and-coming talent, I'd be delighted to speak with you.